Hello everyone, my name is Entin. In this video, I would like to discuss about current issue of semantics, especially about sense relations. However, before we discuss about the sense relations, I would like to explain about the semantics itself. So, here is the explanation about semantics. Semantics is the study of the relation between form and meaning. There are two kinds of semantics, which is first, which deals with semantic structure, and second, which deals with meaning according to our experience outside the language. From these two kinds of semantics, we can relate to non-linguistic entities and intralinguistic. According to J.J. Katz and G.A. Feder, they they limit the scope of semantics both in theory and practice to sense relations. Actually, the problem of semantics is not only to search for meaning or elusive anything, but it is more to an attempt to understand how the word and sentences can be meaningful. Okay, now we would like to discuss about sense relations. Sense itself is an internal meaning relations. Sense relations is held between word within the vocabulary. There are some sense relations which including synonymy, antonymy, hyponymy, and meronymy. The most obvious sense relations is about sameness or synonymy and oppositeness or antonymy. And in this video, I will only focus on synonymy. So here is synonymy. The term synonymy comes from Greek word which is synonymon. The meaning of synonymon is having the same name. However, in semantics, the meaning of synonymy refers to similarity of meaning of the word. So when in the basic word the meaning is only having the same name, but in semantics, synonymy refers to similarity of meaning of the word. So they have same meaning. For example, like two words that different pronunciation and spelling but has the same meaning. And there are strict and loose synonymy. It is by Cruz, 1986. First is strict synonyms. Strict sense is two words that are synonyms would have to be interchangeable in all their possible context use. So, because of that, some linguists argue that it is impossible for strict synonyms to exist. The second one is loose synonyms. It is not only about identify a significant overlap in meaning between the words, but also some context, at least where they cannot substitute for each other. For example, the synonym of finds and discover. The first example is when find and discover can be substituted. The sentence is Lydia found the ball behind the garden, or it can be changed by Lydia discovered the ball behind the garden. However, the second example is show us that the word found cannot substitute by word discovered. So, for example, Franz found it easy to compose sonatas. So we cannot say that Franz discovered it easy to compose sonatas. So it has different meaning. And the next is about distinguishing synonyms. Some synonym pairs differ in that they belong to different dialects of English, and this dialect may become the national standard of English in their country. For example, in British, American, and then also in Australia. For example, like uh, we can say that, oh, this is Australian English, or we often hear about Shinglish, Singapore English. So that's another example. And then it also may be a regional dialect within a country, for example, West Midland. Still about distinguishing synonyms, it also may distinguish by related to the style or formality of the context. So, for example, one word can be more formal than another, or it may belong to slang English. So, for example, of the word letter, the more formal word for it is receive or die. It can be changed by disease to make it more formal. And next is why so many synonyms? It is because the history of language, and especially with the borrowing word from other languages such as French and Latin. So the language is influenced by other languages. The borrowed word from the French signed with F and Latin is signed with L. So, for example, ask for, we ask for, borrowed by French language, which is request, and then drive back has same meaning with repulse, which is the word borrowed by from Latin. And we can find synonymy in English vocabulary. For example, when we search particular word in dictionary. For example, from Oxford Scholar, Oxford Dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary, or thesaurus. And in the dictionary, we are not only find the meaning, but the dictionary also provides the synonym. I will show you the example. So, for example, here I would like to search the meaning of listen. Okay, and what we got here in the dictionary is the meaning, of course, and here is the synonym of the word listen. We also find the phonetic symbol that can help us to know how to pronounce the word. And then also there is sound here. If we cannot read or we do not understand about the phonetic symbol here. Okay, so that's the example. And not only the meaning, but also the synonym and some examples. Like here, there are some example. Okay. So, there are also some other example of synonymy, such as listen means hear, angry or mad, bunny, the synonymy is rabbit, and then the last is alike, or we can say that as a similar or same. And This is the usage of synonymy. Mostly, people use synonymy to paraphrase the sentences. For example, there are two sentences, which is the original and paraphrase. The original sentence is giraffes like acacia leaves and hay, and they can consume 75 pounds of food a day. We can change the keyword or the the verb of the sentences. We can find it and make the paraphrase. Find the synonym and paraphrase it. So this is the sentence. A giraffe can eat up to 75 pounds of acacia leaves and hay every day. So here we change word consume into eat, which consume and eat has same meaning. Okay, we already discussed about the semantics and then sense relations, especially about synonymy, and then the definition of synonym, the example and the usage, also the expert definition. Now, thank you for your attention.